Now we continue a little bit about music. For those of you who don't know me, some of you do, but some of you probably don't. I went to Westminster Choir College in Princeton, New Jersey, to study music, and I was a student of organ teachers, piano teachers, voice teachers, and music theory teachers, and music history teachers, and so forth. I also had a course in musicology from a German who came from Germany to teach at Westminster. Then after that, I went to a Trenton State College in Trenton, New Jersey, to study what's called musicology. So in those, and I also studied the Francis Clark School of Music in Princeton, New Jersey as well. So that was the piano school of music. So that's some of my background in music. Plus, I have been an organist and choir director in many churches for quite a long time. And I was an organist in a Jewish synagogue for many years. And I have taught people music as far as organ playing, piano playing, voice, and music theory and harmony of music and stuff like that. So when we talk about music, as you can imagine, we've got a lot to talk about. And one of the first things about music that is very interesting is the idea of sound and how it's used in music. Of course, music is basically sound, as you know. But in order to be able to make sound, one can do it by simply imitating someone else who does the same thing. In fact, the music originally was oral communication, just sounding like someone else sounded. They would sing together for part of their culture, part of their liturgies or whatever it's called. And none of this was available except by that type of direct learning from another. But of course, eventually, this had to be given so that if one did not have a direct learning experience, one could put it on something that would show what it really means. And that's where the idea of writing music down came. So music originally was not written down, it was just imitation sound. So that's the next aspect of music that came along, the idea of finding a way to get it so it's visual and not just auditory. Those are the two real important things about music. It's auditory when you hear it, and it's visual when you see it. So if you want to learn about music, you have two things you need to do. One is learn how to listen to music. And there's all kinds of music. And some people prefer one type of music, and some people prefer others. Some people are more open ended about music, and some have very, very fine tuned ideas about music. The other thing is how to see music when it's actually put on what we call a piece of paper. That is a whole other thing. Now, music is usually called, when it's visible, it's called notes. That's simply a word they use for it. Now, if any of you have ever seen a piano keyboard, which I'm sure most of you have, those things on the piano, some of them are white, you'll notice that on that keyboard, and some of them are black. Every time you hit one of those with your finger to make it sound, that is a note. And you'll notice some notes are right next to each other. For instance, if you go through the white keys one after another, they're right next to each other. So, but how about those black keys that you see in between two of the white notes? That's different than the two white notes together. So that's a different note. And the difference between notes is very interesting. We will get to that in a moment.